Hey guys, welcome back to the Solos Post. My name is Rob, the Rogue Jedi.
My name is Joel, the light side guy. Well, not so light today.
Clearly not, dude. Not
Well,
feeling it.
just a tad bit conflicted today.
That is the story of Anakin slash Vader. Very
Well,
conflicted and confused and angry and all types of other
uh,
Vader stuff.
yeah. How,
Eh.
how you how are you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just I guess yeah. This is our show, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
well, anyways, hey guys, welcome in.
And that is our show, guys, on the Vader and Obi-Wan fight and series. So we want to thank you guys for watching. May the force be with you. Now we're kidding, guys. We're gonna start this show. Um, hello, guys. I am Rob, the Rogue Jedi.
My name is Joel, the light side guy. Welcome into another Solos Post, another episode here today.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell
yeah.
them, Rob. Tell them what we got today.
So today, guys, we are talking about guys, the long anticipated wait and talk of Obi-Wan. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this too. Like as excited I was about the Acolyte, I'm excited about this too. And it's just because we're getting Anakin slash Vader back.
Yeah,
So
and some other rumors too.
yes, that we will debate about. So we already know that. So let's go into it, dude. So we do know that, look, this is after Order 66. This is after Revenge of the Sith. This is all already taken place. Now we have, as we saw, Obi-Wan takes Luke to Tatooine, and we know he's there for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
What are you expecting? What do you think? Like, yeah, just go into it, man. I mean,
Oh man. Again, I'm expecting for a lot of things. I mean, I'm expecting to see new characters and old
yeah,
characters that we haven't seen. Um,
yeah.
but most importantly, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to like be really on board with this one. I know for you, it's like this is your
What?
guy, this is your guy. But no. I,
What?
I mean,
It's
I
Ewan
mean,
McGregor, bro. Come
I
on, he's a
get it.
great actor.
I get it. But like
It's
for me,
like,
it's like again, like how I said in the beginning, just a little conflicted, like I feel like, he's gonna be
ah,
folding cloaks and ironing cloaks this whole series. I don't know.
dude. Oh man, yeah. This is gonna be a very debatable video to watch, guys. So stay tuned for this one. So let's get into it.
Let's.
Basically, yeah, please. Basically what it is we're gonna talk about Obi-Wan in Tatooine, like we said, his 20 years there. You know what we're expecting is one of the things, like I said, guys. For me, I've been reading the comics on the Obi-Wan, and these are all just speculations. It doesn't mean it's necessarily true. Everything we're saying is true. This is just things. I mean, you think about it. For the next 20 years, what could he possibly do, right? I mean, I think one of the things he's gonna do is when he gets there is he's going to learn. He's going to gather information on Tatooine, I believe. I think that he's going to learn the ways there of the community of just what it's like to live on Tatooine. Because at the end of the day, that is where Anakin is from. That's
Yeah,
the origins of Anakin. That's where the Skywalker, saga really started,
yeah,
with,
where the
yeah,
one arose.
yeah, where the chosen one arose, so we're excited to get into that and just see where it goes. I mean, for me, I'm excited because I want to see Obi-Wan, and I've been dying. I mean, maybe you have as well, or if not, other fans. It's exciting because this is a role that he's been Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. He's been dying, and I've been dying for him to reprise this role. I mean, I love
Yeah,
him as an actor. He's amazing and such a humble, genuine dude. I mean, you hear it. I mean, in Hollywood, like, awesome dude, great actor. I mean, he's been around for years, and for him to reprise, his Obi-Wan role, the OG. Oh, I'm so excited for this, man. And it's just like to get everything that's coming our way. Like, I'm excited for it, dude. Like, and we know that Yoda is gonna play a part. I mean, I do believe we're gonna see Yoda. Yoda is gonna teach him the ways of the Force on the afterlife, on how to speak to Qui-Gon. That is one of the things Yoda did mention, in Revenge of the Sith. You
so
have much training to seek.
mhm.
You know,
So you feel like Yoda's gonna be there with him.
I don't think he's gonna be there with him. I think that, or I don't think he's gonna be there with him because I do believe that Yoda goes into hiding as well, as we saw in Revenge of the Sith. He did fail. I think they're all gonna go into hiding. I think it's training maybe that he did receive already from Yoda prior to leaving from the ship when they were on it, as you
Okay.
remember. I think it's training that he already received. And I think that I think when he's on Tatooine, he's basically going to learn, and he's going to teach us how to communicate with Qui-Gon. And I think that they're going to be these moments that he's just, alone, because remember, he's alone for 20 years, dude. That's a long time, that you don't have anybody. And remember, all these Jedi are in exile. Nobody even knows.
I stick with my theory, bro.
Yeah,
ironing close.
I mean, remember, he can't. And remember, guys, in the original trilogy, he always was hooded, he was covered, and nobody really knew who he was. And that's why it's like you saw, he had a relationship with the Jawas, because, he really didn't have much. And remember, guys, Luke doesn't even know that he's there for these 20 years.
Yeah, he's like shadowing him,
that's all it is. That's all it is.
I don't want to see that. I want to see something different.
But that's
I want
the
to see
thing.
a different light.
And I think we will. I think we're gonna see a light, in a sense of. So it's like, for one of the examples is, remember, guys, this is the time that Jabba the Hutt, has his reign in Tatooine. He's rising. If not rising, he has risen. So this is a time where you have a lot of smuggling going around, or you have a lot of kind of like just a lot of criminal activity at that time, and he can't really be a part of that. He can't get himself involved, especially using his lightsaber.
Do we see a young Han?
Possibly, dude. Possibly. Could be a young Han, but I don't think it's, in a sense, I don't think they cross paths. I don't think so, not yet. Because again, I think it's something where you might get a young version just for a split second. Again, I don't really believe that. I think this is more of kind of like what we said. It's kind of like Rogue One, where it's a story.
Okay.
It's a story of Obi-Wan, where we're learning, what life is like, for these next 20 years. Because again, he's all alone. He has nobody. Yeah. All he has is himself and his thoughts and his training. And the cool thing is in one of the comics that I've been reading, which is it's a series of, I think it's 2 or 3 that I read, and he kind of goes into battle where he saves Luke. And I'll try to look for the pictures, guys, from the comic, and I'll put it above or down below, where Luke actually fights these criminals and actually kind of basically gets beat up. And Obi-Wan, because he is overshadowing him, ends up stepping in and saves him and brings him back home without him knowing.
Saber or no saber?
No saber. And that's the thing.
Just straight force.
Just straight force, just straight like dogging it, like just straight like hands and everything.
Oh, he's hands out?
He's hands out, weapons and everything. So I think that's why I related to a Rogue One story, because we didn't see much of, there was no sabers till the end of the movie. It was mostly holocron. We learned about a holocron, and we learned about, just them fighting, basically just with their hand, with weapons. And that's what he does. And I think that us seeing that light of him is going to be good, because again, he can't out himself. He outs himself. Yeah. The Empire is going to go, and I mean that, and then he'll die, and then that'll be the end of it. But, and also too, it keeps him in check with the Force, where he still learns how to use it without wielding a saber. And I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, let's get into the rumors, right? Like rumors of Darth Vader being in the show.
So we're going to get into that. No, we already knew that.
I gotta do that.
We already knew that.
I gotta do this, man.
Well, guys, hold on. Vader. Okay. Wait. Before you get into it, Vader's not a rumor. That's already, Hayden Christensen's already reprising the role.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that later, though. We'll talk about this new speculation you have. Let's go into that.
And then my fellow Clone War enthusiasts out there.
Yeah. Go into
Commander Cody. And maybe Rex. Maybe we'll get some flashbacks to Rex. What do you think?
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, just because I just don't believe it, because again, I know everybody's in love with the stormtroopers. I know everybody's in love with the clones. I get it. The what is the 501? I get it. But bro. Yeah, no, and I'm all for it. I mean, listen, big following on Instagram, so I see it every time. I'm not saying I love it. I love the idea of it. I don't see that playing a part in the Obi-Wan series. Now, check this out. I'm cool with this. This we will agree on. I'm cool with getting this. Rex, Cody, whatever, whichever. Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan in a flashback.
Of course.
Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that.
I think that's the only way we're gonna do it, because if they're saying that this show takes place right after Order 66, that's the only way it would make sense.
Right.
If we get a flashback. Now, if we're gonna get a full episode
I'd say
flashback,
Rex more. I would say Rex more, not Cody, but yeah.
I mean, if regardless, I mean that would be amazing. I'm pretty sure everybody wants to see a live action clone.
Yeah, I just
Not that we
well, I
haven't
mean,
seen it before,
we've
I'm just
seen
saying
we
different.
saw it we saw it in the Clone Wars and also Revenge. I just don't see it being. I don't see it. I don't see a need for it in the Obi-Wan. Not saying that it's. Listen, again, my opinion, guys. And this is where we debate. I just don't see it being. I don't see it being popular demand. I don't see it being a need because I don't even think the need would be
What?
there. I don't, dude.
I'm
Not,
sorry, I
not in
disagree with
this.
you, bro.
Not in this series, dude. Not in this series. I see it in
You
Ahsoka.
gotta think about it. Obi-Wan, him and Anakin and all these clone troopers and all these guys played such
Yeah.
a pivotal part, not only in the movies but in the cartoon as well.
Well,
And
it was more the
since they're
cartoons, dude. It was more the cartoons. It really wasn't. I mean, it was more the
because
cartoons.
the movies focused on just those Jedi characters, but the
Yeah.
cartoons did something else. And if you're looking at the way everything is being formed on Disney Plus or in
Right.
general in the Star Wars universe, they're really trying to push that and implement as
I
much as they can to make it perfect, cohesive. So I just
now,
personally disagree with that.
yeah. I mean, and again, that's what makes us a channel, right? We have our debates.
Yeah.
And this is one of those. This is really one of those because I'm gonna push this narrative, and you guys can comment down below and comment on what I think or what Joel thinks and who you
Who's on
agree
my
with.
side?
Yeah,
my
who's
side?
on the light side and who's on the rogue side. We'll call it that. I just don't see it just because if I'm thinking of Obi-Wan, right? If I'm Obi-Wan, right? And I get it, a flashback, but what first off, I mean, I think it would be cool to see Ahsoka, but I don't think they're gonna incorporate her in that. And if they don't incorporate her in that, I don't see any of them really playing a part because
Okay.
they have nothing
Ahsoka
to do
wasn't
with
always
that.
there, bro.
Yeah, I get that, but I just don't see them. I just don't see them playing a part. Then if even okay, so if Ahsoka's out of this, what do I really need? What do I really need them for?
Like I said, it
In a
could just be
flashback.
it could just be one of those flashbacks where it's like, okay, so you said that he's on Tatooine, right?
Mhm.
So he's on Tatooine. All this stuff just happened, right? The Order 66 happened. Anakin just busted out and changed, went rogue, went crazy, right? He's thinking about where I went wrong, right? We had this conversation. He's thinking
Yeah.
about where I went wrong, what I did wrong. Did I not train him correctly? Did I not push him to be as good as he was supposed to be? He was the one I messed up.
Right.
He's going to try and go back into his, like, there's going to be moments where he goes back into his memory, flashback moments where will be important. And maybe Commander Cody is maybe not, maybe any of these guys don't say a word. Don't say a word.
So you're just saying a
But just
clone?
say- but just
Okay,
there.
a clone. Yeah. I mean, okay, fine. You want to hear me say it? A clone? Yeah, I don't think
Thank
a
you.
specific one. Yeah, I'll give it
No,
to you. Okay.
I believe there are specific ones that have
I
always
don't-
been around them. Commanders?
No. What I'm
Captains?
saying,
Come on.
I just don't think it's gonna be that type of a moment. I think what you're gonna see a flashback of is a flashback of him and Anakin, meaning Anakin being a kid through the years, training as a brother, as a father. I think that's what you're gonna see. I don't really expect it to be
You
what
don't
I'm
think
gonna
during
see.
battle? You don't think during battle he won't get a flashback during battle where he was like, I maybe should have stopped him when he did this?
I think
You
a
know, like-
battle, yeah. I think maybe a battle, yeah. But I mean, I think I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna get a flashback. You want to know where? I'm gonna tell you where. Hold on. You want to know about a flashback? Okay, we'll go there. Count Dooku. That's a
100%.
flashback.
But unfortunately, he was unconscious when that happened.
Doesn't matter though. He was unconscious, yeah, but they still fought. He still
No,
remembers of that.
Oh no, that's fine. The fight.
And he can
doesn't
think-
remember
he can-
slicing his head off.
He doesn't, but that can be a moment where he sits there and he can say to himself, wow, like that's where I must have failed him, or wow, like I wish I was kind of like cognitive or something.
How?
Or his fighting could have been better. I don't know. Like he could have just been a better fighter. I don't know. A saber. I don't know, dude. I'm just saying. Like
I think major flashbacks, and again,
major. Those are major.
I'll go back to your side. I'll go back to your side. The major flashbacks would be the council, right? They didn't want it. They gave him the seat at the council, but they didn't give him master. That's one. I think the other one would be the Padme situation. You know what I mean? Him and Padme, you know, in love with each other.
Yeah.
But he had to keep it on the wraps, even though even though in Clone Wars he knew.
Yeah.
And he made it known, like, yo, I know what's going on.
And that's why he said, don't get yourself involved with, with the separatists or a politician, at the end of the day. Because
so I think that's where those flashbacks would make sense. Yeah,
but that's those are important flashbacks. Yeah, but that's important flashbacks, which is what I mean. Listen, a guy like Ewan McGregor, you're gonna get them. You're gonna get the important flashbacks, those juicy ones that are like from Revenge of the Sith type thing, Phantom of the Menace type thing. That's more what I'm seeing and go like, listen, I'm not saying your theory is wrong. No theory is really wrong or right. Again, opinions. I just believe that I'm not expecting a clone trooper, especially on Tatooine. I just don't expect, but
you don't want to. It's not that you're not. Hold on.
You
just don't want to.
If you remember, listen, this is why I will say maybe you will get a clone trooper, and maybe we can come to an understanding.
You're coming on my side.
A little bit. Check this out. So I just thought of this now. In the original trilogy, in A New Hope, if you think about it, what did he tell Luke about his father? What war did they fight in?
Oh, man.
It's been that long, dude, huh?
Yeah, I haven't gone back yet. No.
What was he known for saying? What wars did he fight? Uh-oh.
Yeah,
dude,
right now.
We're talking about it. Which one?
I feel like I'm just. Oh, they're saying the Clone Wars. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm so sorry. I'm thinking about Hoth and all these other things. I'm like, yo, that
no, dude, no. Obi-Wan and him. Right, where did Obi-Wan and Anakin fight together? In the battle, right. So that's my point. They fought the Clone Wars together. So I do believe, now that I think about it, possibly because he says, we fought together in the Clone Wars. So when I think of that, I think, okay, so maybe they'll take that saying from the original trilogy, and maybe he'll have a reflection of the Clone Wars, and you'll see. I don't think you'll see like, Rex or Cody. I think he's just gonna see the batch of clones as they're fighting, and what they'll do is give us a scene from the Clone Wars. Well, they'll kind of like reprise it and bring it back for like a clip, and they'll take it because remember, they already signed Hayden Christensen already to the role. So they have.
This is where
he's already on board for this.
This is where my thing comes. I think flashbacks would be, and we'll get out of this right after this, but I think flashbacks would be where he's like, hey, okay, where Obi-Wan is like, okay, I need you to go here and do this.
Right.
And Anakin did what he was going to do, but ended up doing something else.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. I could give you
and there's moments where he does that in the Clone Wars as well.
So let me give you an example of that. Okay.
Anytime,
right. So let's give an example of that, right? Remember when Obi-Wan gets in trouble, he gets captured by Count Dooku in the Clone Wars, right?
Yep.
And where does Anakin go where he wasn't supposed to?
Go see. He went to Tatooine.
To do what?
To go see his mom or whatever.
And then and then at the end, what happens? He ends up killing. That was the first time that he actually slaughtered. He actually slaughtered
because he told him not to come with me. Yeah.
Right. So so that's. That's my thing is that I think we're going to get that.
But what flashback would he get? I feel like a lot of the flashbacks have to do with both of them together doing something together. So like, that's another thing. Like I get where you're coming from when it comes to Commander Cody, but I'm just like,
I just don't see it because
I just personally want to see him. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, no, and I think everybody wants I think that's the fan favorite because everybody wants to see that whole like
Just
everybody
the
wants
clones in
everybody.
general.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. I have no problem. I just what I'm trying to make for myself, and whoever's watching, light is I just don't see it because again, we've gotten so much Clone Wars and we're already getting the Bad Batch. Do we really need it? I mean, it would be cool. I think it'll be
We
cool to
don't
see
need
a
it. We
flash.
want it.
Right. But like I have no problem with getting a flashback from the Clone Wars. Now, do I think that that's going to be a favorite? Like, is that going to be like, oh, let's really bring it back? I don't think so. I think it's going to be more
Okay.
Revenge of the Sith. That's
Okay.
more my opinion on that. But
Okay.
and from there, we'll agree to disagree.
I guess so because I'm going to be here for 3 hours talking about this.
Yeah. So but with that, I think that's that on that subject. So let's get into the whole thing with Vader now. This is the big one, dude. This is the one I'm excited for. So I guess I'm gonna ask you, and then you kind of, I guess, could like ask me what I think. What do you think we're gonna get with Vader and Obi-Wan? What's your thought?
That epic fight that they're saying that's going to be insane rematch.
Okay, you think it's an actual rematch, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what was it? What it has to be a rematch, right? Because we already had one fight.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into this. So we're gonna get into comics. All right. This is something that I read. I have the actual comics. The actual comics, yes. So if you read in the Vader issues comics from I think it was 2019 or 2020 from that. No, 2019, I want to say. Or 2020. Okay, one of the things is I believe that it is a vision. I don't believe that it's an actual fight we're going to get. And I'm going to tell you why. It wouldn't add up because if you watch the original trilogy, he hasn't seen Vader in so many years. They haven't seen each other.
So then why are all the writers and everybody saying it's the rematch of the century? Little
It
words.
is. Listen, okay,
Literally
so
his
now
words.
when I say right, so when I say the comic, right? Okay. I believe that it's an image when it is a self-reflection when he's meditating. Because remember, he does meditation when he's in his chamber, that big chamber, whatever. Okay. He had a vision in the comic where, and this is why I say he had a lot of visions. Whoever, I know everybody here reads the comics. He had plenty of visions, but this was one of them that stuck to me and I could see them doing in the movie where he has a vision, right? Where Palpatine tells him where he has to turn his saber red, right? So he sends him on a mission to do that. The saber's not bleeding out red. It's still green, actually. So which is pretty cool, by the way. I can't wait. I hope they really like make this and put it into the show. And one of the things that he does is he actually goes back because he couldn't change the color, fights Palpatine, ends up killing him, goes to Tatooine to see Obi-Wan, and he actually calls him master. And he says,
That makes sense to me then.
and
Because now they made the movie where Palpatine's alive. So how do you kill Palpatine?
yes. But again, it's a vision. It's a
Okay.
vision.
The
So
vision
that's
of him
one.
killing him. Okay.
Right. So I think that is a vision of him killing Palpatine, not fighting Obi-Wan. I think they end up talking in this vision as in the comic and basically
And
kind of
fight?
like
Like
they
a
don't
situation?
they don't fight. There is another vision of the two of them fighting on Mustafar. So basically so I think this is what it's going to be. I think they're going to end up it's going to be a re-image of Mustafar, but him as Vader, right? Not doing that jump, basically lift and he goes remember when he says this is the end for you, my master? He ends up rises up the lava, throws it at Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan actually ends up burning. How dope is that?
So I mean, the comic book sounds dope, first of all.
Yes.
And you gotta really send that to me.
Yes.
Second, again, I don't know how that coincides with what the writers and everybody are saying. That to me,
it
because
does.
to
You're
me it's the fight of the century, a rematch. They literally said you are going to see the best lightsaber battle you've ever seen. That's those are the words, bro. So to me, that does not say flashback.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't see them meeting because they haven't seen each other since. I mean, and you see it in the originals, and
From
they
where?
say it. They
He says
haven't.
it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he does. They haven't seen each other. He remember he says you have gotten old. You know, like you have gotten old. You know, my old master, something like
That
that.
that doesn't mean anything.
I just don't see, dude. I don't see them. I just really don't see them having. I don't see it being legit. I see it as an image. I see it as a kind of like meditation. Like I see it as a dream. You know, I don't see it as, because in all the comics, it's it's
Because
it's all the dream,
if I'm going off what you're saying, I'm
right?
thinking of it as like a Ben and Ray situation where they're fighting through the Force. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Yeah,
lightsaber battle, but they don't know where
it
they
could
really
be.
are.
It could be that they do take away from that. That's a possibility. That's going on. Again, this is comics. It's not canon like that.
Yeah.
It's just in majority of the comics, you do normally see Vader, and that's why I collect all the Vader comics. I have them. I showed you my stash, dude. I have a
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
bunch. You honestly see more of Vader having a lot more flashbacks and
Yeah.
kind of like remembering, or not remembering, just flashbacks in a sense of he wishes he kind of did things differently. And I
Okay.
think he I think we will see a side of
Well,
Hayden Christensen.
that's why he throughout all the films. I mean,
He was
you
always
can you can
conflicted.
see it. Yeah, he was always conflicted.
So I
Uh,
think that we will get that moment where I think you're gonna get a moment. I think you're gonna get two things. I think you're gonna get a moment of Hayden Christensen back as Vader, in a moment of kind of like I wish I never went this route. And then you're also going to have another image of him fighting Obi-Wan, battling Obi-Wan again. I do believe it, but just it's not going to be legit. And I think, guys, comment down below if you think I'm wrong, because I know some of you guys, again, I know you guys read the
I
comics, you know
do
what I'm
I do
talking
believe
about.
you're wrong. I do believe you're wrong. I
Yeah, and
don't
that's
think they're
fine.
gonna go comic book route. I don't think they're gonna do that. They would have done that with other situations.
It just wouldn't make sense, though. It wouldn't make sense for him. How would they meet again? Think about it. How would they really meet? Like, explain that to me. Because
To
if that
me,
was the,
I that's what
think
I'm
about
saying. So
this.
like it's so hard for me to love this show and understand because I understand where you're coming from, but at the
Yeah,
other side of it, I'm like, but they're saying something different.
yeah.
So like how would that coincide with all the other movies we've seen? And then like that moment that you said, like I get it, but it's just at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you guys are telling me that it's gonna be the lightsaber battle of the century is
But
going to
who
be
said? But
something that we've always been waiting for and something like that, like that's crazy. They've said that from the beginning when they announced the show.
who said the lightsaber battle can't be in, like, basically like an image,
No, because it's not. It's going to
like a
be
vision?
because they're the way
Because we
that they
saw visions in the sequels as well. Remember, we saw visions. And hold up, Anakin had visions too as well. Remember, he had visions in the prequels. So who's to say it can't be a vision that Anakin, I mean, not Anakin, Darth Vader has?
lightsaber battle of the century.
He
That
could still get us.
sounds that sounds to me 4 or 5 minutes on screen of a battle.
Yeah, you can get, and dude, you
Again,
can get that.
flashback could happen, but I'm just saying
Okay, so
I don't
and
see
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say it
see a
like this.
flashback like
I'm
that.
I'm gonna say
Or even a vision like that.
I'm
I
gonna
see
see
them meeting some way, somehow, for some reason they meet each other again.
so I'm gonna okay, so I guess this is where I'll kind of tell it to you where it'll make sense. Remember, a lot of the times Vader had his chamber where that's where he was to for oxygen. That was the only place that he could take his helmet off, chill, have his downtime where he didn't have to wear his helmet. Remember that, right?
Mhm.
Well, it is like that. That's what we gather from in the comics, and that's what we see in Rogue One as well. When he has the helmet off and they see they're putting the helmet back on because his chamber's opening. Right. Majority of the time, that was where he went to meditate because he did learn to meditate. He had no choice but to do that. So now, who's to say he didn't, when he meditated? We don't know. I mean, he could have meditated for 30 minutes. Who's to say you won't get a lightsaber battle for 30 minutes?
Okay.
Could be the whole show. So now while he's meditating, he's having a meditation thought on how the fight with Obi-Wan could have went different. Who's to say
I'm not
that
saying
can't
you're
be the
wrong.
fight of the
I'm just
century?
saying I don't see that. For some reason,
No, yeah.
I see them fighting. And if they're the way they're, I mean, I'm just saying the way that they're saying
They're
it,
setting it up. Yeah, the way they're saying. But again, the way they're setting it up could be the way that it could be a vision. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be where they're setting it up as, okay, it is the battle, but it's a vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be like that too. So we don't really know. I mean, this is just all speculation, but I am going off of that because it's just the one thing to me that makes the most sense. Like, I don't see them meeting. I don't see them meeting because I think if they do meet, what's going to end up happening? I'm going to tell you why, and I think this could end that. If he finds out that he's on Tatooine, don't you think that his him going into hiding, his cover will be blown? If they know that he's on Tatooine, it's done.
This is far-fetched.
Go ahead, go for it.
That the Kenobi we saw was actually already dead.
I don't get. What do you mean?
That it's been a force ghost the whole time.
Yeah, let's not get into all that. That's just too much, dude. I'm not gonna get into all that stuff. That's not just nah, nah. That's a whole nother. Don't do that because that's just not, dude. Nah. That's not what it is.
It's real. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put that out there.
It's a whole nother conversation. I get it, but I don't think that's actually a thing. But I did.
That's not a thing.
I did read some things. They were like, oh, yeah, force ghosts and whatever. But I was like, no.
Yeah, no. But that wouldn't even make sense because then he wouldn't even have been in the original trilogy. So that goes out the door. That just doesn't make sense. The only time I see him as a ghost is after A New Hope when he dies. So yeah, he's a force ghost there. Yeah, of course. So there you go. At a point we get him as a force ghost. But other than that, in the Obi-Wan series, he's fully alive. He's fully alive.
Not in Obi-Wan. I'm just saying in general. But I mean, again, me and you. Would you not want to see a rematch? I mean, personally speaking, no vision, no nothing. Would you want to honestly see a rematch?
To be honest with you, I would love to. I'm going to say this. I would like to see a proper rematch in a sense of, obviously, I know everybody loves A New Hope. It's great. But I don't know if you saw the video of that they remastered it where they re-imaged it. Of Obi-Wan, the old Obi-Wan and Vader, they did the fight scene, but like brand new, and it was like more modernized. Have you seen that or no?
I haven't.
You have to watch it.
Okay.
They take the original Obi-Wan and the original Vader from the scene from the movie, and they make it more like the way we see the fighting now. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. And if anything, I'll put a link down below. But it's really cool. And if I can get an actual scene, and I know, again, I'm not saying I don't love the original. I love it. I do. I love the original. I grew up on it. I'm just saying.
No, but it made sense too at the time too.
How cool, right? Because again, technology and all that stuff. So I get it. But how dope would it be? Yes, to get an awesome, like actual fight scene with Obi-Wan and Vader. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I hope it's not. I pray it's not a vision, but I just don't see it making it. It wouldn't make sense.
It's just trying to make
right
sense
because if I'm thinking, and I'm not saying, look, listen, all theories are the right theories. You know, everybody's opinions are the right opinions. I'm just saying in my thought, I'm thinking if Obi-Wan fights Darth Vader, they find out he's on Tatooine. That kind of ruins the whole thing of going into hiding. Maybe
they're not on Tatooine.
Who's not on Tatooine?
Maybe he's not on Tatooine when they're fighting. I'm just saying.
But that's the thing. Options. Yeah, I mean, but that's the only way I could see that being a thing. See, here's my thing: is this is how it could be a thing. If let's say he dropped off Luke, we saw that part. Now, remember we said in the beginning that there's supposed to be training that Yoda said he was going to give him. Now, it could be just a thought that maybe in the training, Vader sensed it. Vader sensed the battle between Yoda, or not the battle, but just in general sense that there was some sort of force being used. Maybe he's like, no, you know what? I have a feeling it's Obi-Wan. I'm gonna go. Goes to the
You think
planet
it's
wherever
like
the
a?
training.
You think that the training is like how Luke was training, and he kept on seeing, was it Vader
No,
he
I
was seeing
think
in his training?
yeah. I no, I think this training has more to do with finding his inner balance more, finding Qui-Gon, how to really communicate with him as a force
Well,
ghost.
I'm saying the concept. The concept of the training was like, that's the training. What if this battle happened and let's do this? So like
Nah, because he
to
was
kind of give like
already
a glimpse to that, to like almost
Obi-Wan.
like, to make sense.
Obi-Wan was really strong with the Force. I mean, at that he was already a knight. I mean, he was he was
Yeah.
General Kenobi. He was all of that. I mean, it's like Mace Windu. We like Mace Windu had so many powers, dude, that some of them could have been like Sith powers if you didn't know, but like we just never saw it in the movies. You hear it in Legends, but you don't really hear it in the movies.
Yeah.
But you don't. I just don't see that. I just see it being more where it's like where we talk about our guy Force Seeker a lot, who does a lot of the meditation. I think it's more in that route where he's just trying to be at one with the Force to communicate. I see him failing. I see great failure where he is trying and he's kind of like telling Yoda, oh, I can't do it, Master Yoda. Like I just feel like that is something we'll get, and I think it'd be cool to see like that route of Obi-Wan, to see him kind of failing in that, because we've always seen him at such a high anarchy, but I, I just don't see, I really don't see it being other than that. Cause
Okay.
I can't see him leaving Tatooine for anything else. I mean, again, he doesn't have a ship. There is no ship.
Yeah.
There's no ship for him to get out. So, and like I said, if he goes to Tatooine, now let's just say he is on Tatooine already, right? Okay. If it starts out basically right after Luke, you're not really gonna get a fight scene because they're not coming to Tatooine to look for him, and he's not gonna give himself up because remember he has to protect Luke.
Okay.
That's just a thought, but you never know. You never know.
Again, it's just the way they're saying it. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I've heard the same thing too. I just think that again, I think that it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a vision that we're gonna get. That's gonna be like a really like. I think it's gonna be the vision that Vader wanted it to
If
be.
they hype this up this much and it's just a vision,
Yeah, but you got
I'm
to
gonna be
remember
upset.
Star Wars.
I'm gonna be upset.
Bro, yeah, but Star Wars always hypes up. Like, and listen, they're always hyping up. I'm
I
not
know.
saying that they do a bad job at it. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, you use a thought process on realization where how it could work, and really take back, like, okay, like if he's on Tatooine and we know he's there, where's he gonna go?
I get it.
How much more can happen? And that's why I say to you, I think it's gonna be a vision, because I think Vader's gonna have that vision on this is how I should have done this fight, how this fight should have really happened. Because, and I'm gonna tell you, Vader has other visions with Padme as well in these comics. So you think they're not gonna take some of these ideas, dude? What do you think that, for example, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. We see the High Republic, right? I don't know if you saw the image, or maybe because I know you read the book. They literally mimicked Rey with the lightsaber, the foldable lightsaber and the cloak. There's a Jedi that has like this, it's like the same. So who's to say they won't copy, or not copy, but mimic? You have all the writings there. Just all you have to do is just take it and just put it into the show, and it's easy. 1, 2, 3. Now you could change it up a little bit, yeah, and really make light out of it. Like, yeah, make it the fight of the century. But I just don't see that fight of the century being the actual fight of the century, because it's not going to be legit. I think again, it's going to be something where Vader. It would I don't think it really wouldn't, because I would love to see where Anakin. Yeah, of course. Because now it's different. Like, I think now you're going to see much anger and hate, and especially in Obi-Wan, where you're going to see that vision of him as Vader now wanting to kill Obi-Wan, because that's what he wanted to do for years. He wanted to do that for years. So who's to say it can't be a vision that is like the best vision ever? I think you could get a lot in that vision, and I'd be pretty excited for that, you know.
Could be.
But that's the route I think they'll go. But I could be wrong. Who knows? I mean, it's it's all speculation, guys.
It's all
I'm
in the
just
air, guys.
yeah. I mean, it's just simple thoughts.
What do you guys
Um,
think? I mean, do you guys think Vader's gonna have a vision? Do you guys think
yeah.
this it is gonna be the rematch of the century? Do you think Disney Plus is actually gonna give us that rematch? Um, do you think we're gonna get Ahsoka in the series? Uh, little Ahsoka? Do
I'm
you think we're gonna get the Commander? Do you think we're gonna get Cap? I mean, what do you guys think is gonna happen?
I
Comment
had
down below.
posted. Yeah, please do comment and let us know what you think. This is a thought that I had, and this is something that I posted on Instagram. We
Yeah.
on mine actually on Rob the Rogue Jedi. If you haven't had it, go ahead. Um, this is something I posted today earlier. I don't know if you saw it too. Quinlan Voss, is that a name that rings a bell to you?
Hmm.
Like in reality, like does it? We we touched on him in the Clone Wars. I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember with Obi-Wan. We touched on him meeting Obi-Wan, and there was a slight vision of him in the prequels. And I put a picture on it, and I'll put a picture here too as well so you guys can see it. Now, for those who don't know who Quinlan Voss is, he is I would say a great Jedi. He's a great Jedi. He basically studied the Force, also studied the Sith, but never fell to this. I'm sorry, studied the dark side, but never fell to the dark side. So
Both
that's
of
what
the
you call
balances.
right. So that's what you would call a great Jedi, because they always knew that they never fell to the dark side. Who's to say? And he's actually a Jedi that is still around after Order 66 that we know of.
Okay.
Just a thought. Just a thought. That
That would
to
be
me is
cool.
that would be cool to get him. Another Jedi that would be cool to get, Cal Kestis. He's around. He's around in order after Order 66.
Well, there's a lot of people after Order 66 that are still around,
N-
just in
Not
hiding,
a
or don't know that they have the abilities of the Jedi yet.
okay. So from what we know of, okay. So let's go canon. All we know is we're getting Cal Kestis. Well, not that we're getting him, but from what we know, like video
We're
game,
getting them, bro. We're getting
we got Cal, and I mean
them.
Quinlan Voss. I say just because we had like 2 or 3 episodes on the Clone Wars with him, and then also too, he like I said, there was an image of him in the Phantom of the Menace, you know, and he plays a big part before to the Phantom of the Menace with Qui-Gon. So who's to say? I mean, there's so many things I feel like it can go that route. I think it would be really, really cool. And again, he could be alive after Order 66. You know, like I said, we saw him in the prequels in the Clone Wars. You know, he is he does have the ability, you know, it's called I have it here, telemetry, which makes him an excellent tracker where he can sense things through inanimate objects through the Force, and maybe he's trying to find the Sith Lords responsible for Order 66 and take his revenge on. You never know.
Yeah, and
You
if
never
I'm not
know.
mistaken, in one of the comic books, he actually meets Obi-Wan. So
Yes, he does. He actually does. So it's really, really cool. And that's why I mentioned it. You know, it would be really cool to see him. I think he's kind of like a cool character. If you guys look him up, he's really cool. And we'll put a picture here. Really, really cool character. He kind of like is like a Native American type, and I like it because he has like that yellow face paint right here. I think it's like really cool. And he also fights with us. Asajj Ventress. He also fights with her in trying to fight Count Dooku, and that's also in the comics too, which is pretty cool. So check that out. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited, dude. There's so much hope for hope. There's so much hope, dude, for the Obi-Wan series that I'm excited for. You know, I think it's gonna go. I think they have a lot of promise. I think they have a lot of different avenues they can go. You know, so and if they do, that would be so cool if we got to see Cal Kestis like just for
we
a
probably
split
will. We
second.
saw we saw him again. Saw him together with him in comic books. He's also in Clone Wars as well in the cartoon. So
Oh, you're talking about Quinlan Voss.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Quinlan Voss. Yeah. No,
Yes, I mean,
Cal Kestis though. I'm saying Cal would be
I'm
awesome
sorry.
to
Yeah, yeah.
get. Oh my god, dude, I would love to get a Cal Kestis too. That would be great. I mean, and who's to
Eventually,
say,
because I mean, we in Solo, we're still figuring out who that little kid was gonna grow up to be. So
dude? Yeah, like no, that wasn't Solo. No, dude, that was the Last Jedi.
oh, that was no. Was that Last
Yes,
Jedi?
the with the broom. Yes, that was the Last
Oh,
Jedi.
Last
Yes,
Jedi. Yeah, that
remember
was
that was
Last.
with the horses and stuff. Those
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the dogs that were gold and all
Was that
that.
Last Jedi? Was that
Yes, it was. Yes, I'm sorry, not the dogs. It was like those weird
No,
looking
you're right.
animals.
Yeah, they go thing.
That's
Yeah,
when they go into that city with Kelly Marie Tran
yeah, yeah.
and then what's his
Let's
name?
say
Oh my god.
Monte Carlo or something like that.
Yes,
Like that
yes.
type
It's
of.
like it looks like very casino-ish. Yes. But there was a scene like that in Solo too, so I could understand why the similarities. Yes. But yeah, I think that you never know that little boy could be that. You never know that could be Cal. Who knows? Um, but then I think about it, it really wouldn't make sense though, if you
Yeah, he
think
would be
about it.
older already at that time,
Yeah,
right?
he was already because he was older after Order 66. So yeah, he was a little bit older than that kid.
So who
So
was he? So that was there's a lot of things that
well,
have.
Remember Last Jedi, and this is why we say, guys, it's that's why we say the sequels was very confusing. Like we know, and we're not saying that the movies were bad. Again, we're saying that we're happy with everything we got, but it's just very confusing because, like, think about it. We never touched on that kid. Whatever happened to that kid? You and me spoke about it. I remember when it came out, and we were like, "Oh my god!" Like maybe this kid, and they just completely like erased him. And it's like, look at the actress Kelly Marie. I forget. I think it's Kelly Marie Tran. Um, she had such a pivotal the girl who plays with Finn. I forget her name in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. The love interest,
Yes, and
or
then
she's lunges for him, not for
no, they
Finn.
had it in the Last Jedi, but then look at what happens in Rise of Skywalker. It's like her role just diminished, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what we say is like we get it, like we love the sequels and to not bash it, and we're not bashing because again, anything Star Wars content we love, but
Yeah, yeah.
now I'm gonna ask you guys: does that make sense to you? Where you have a kid that is force sensitive and and has force powers. Now we get the Rise of Skywalker,
And so like, and you see
and
how
it's
that
erased.
and I guess that coincides with what we're saying, like having visions with Vader, and does that make more sense than having an actual fight and them meeting up, and then later on you're seeing in other films that it didn't happen that way. Um, Again, it's honestly at the end of the day, the writers have been doing a great job with the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
We're going to see how they're going to do with the Book of Boba, and
yeah, I'm excited for that.
we're also going to see it in Ahsoka, and we're also going to see it in Bad Batch, and we're going to see something different. Again, they've
Yeah,
already said it. We're going to see something different, even in the cartoon for Bad Batch. So
yeah,
expect things to start connecting a little bit more,
yeah.
making more sense, and then I could be completely wrong with everything. Again, guys,
Same
I
here,
know
man.
that I argue with Rob, and Rob knows that me and him have these debates.
We
And
don't listen. I feel like we've only
I don't
been
always
debating on
win.
these
He
last.
doesn't always win, but it's one of those situations where it's like, hey, this could happen, whether it makes sense or not, because we saw it already. It didn't make sense in some areas, but it could happen.
And that's a
Um,
point proven right there. I mean, again, if you're a fan of the sequels, and again, I love the sequels. I'm not saying I don't, but when you're talking about it from a standpoint of making sense, where does that little boy play a part? You show so much promise at the end of that movie with him. Where is he in the Rise of Skywalker? I didn't understand that. And then you see roles get diminished, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the sequels, but again, I still love them. So thank you guys
we'll
for
talk
giving us
more
that.
about it. We'll talk more about it eventually.
Yeah,
But right
yeah,
now, we just want to talk about. We're so excited for some Disney shows and want to get into
yeah,
that as well. But
yeah.
guys, thank you for this for the opportunity to join in on our channel today. We want to ask you guys to please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the little bell above so that you guys can get notified when we get new videos out there, and also share our video if you guys have anybody that that really likes Star Wars and really likes to know a lot of things and likes to hear rumors, but also likes to deal with debates. We're here for that. Rob, is there anything else you'd like to tell them?
Guys, like I said before, if you have an iPad or a phone, you have an animal, give your dog or a cat or a gerbil or whatever it is you got, or a lynx, put the iPad or phone in front of them, let them watch it, give us screen time. We do appreciate when you guys watch our content, because it shows us that you guys are intuitive with our channel and that you guys really do appreciate us.
We
So
appreciate that too.
we really want to thank you guys, because it's not all about the subscription, guys. It's all about you watching what we make for you guys, and we really do appreciate it. And we want to thank you guys so much, for everything you guys have done for us, and really putting us out there. So thank you guys. And like Joel said, share it with your family, share it with your friends, and that's it, guys. Let's just keep building on the solos post. So thank you so much. May the force be with you.